play the meditation music too long again this time. Just come on and share the stream for me, please. That's why I normally put on the musical interlude, because I wanted it to share the stream. But alright, let's just get right back to the meat of the matter. Because y'all weren't hearing me before, but you're hearing me now, right? Hi! We're hearing me? Let me fix my camera. Alright. We're hearing me now? Everything alright? Let me know if you're hearing me and share up the stream in the meantime. And go and share it up for me. I can see that you're on, but I'm not seeing the comments coming through as yet. So I'm asking you in the meantime to share up the stream. Remember that we're talking about the implications of abdominal obesity today. So I just want to get into it as soon as possible. Technology is a hell of a thing, and sometimes technology get the best of us. Alright, yes, we're back. Alright, let me go check over YouTube because I don't know, I totally forgot about my YouTube peeps, and I am also live on YouTube. You understand? So my YouTube people, I'm not forgetting you again. Alright. Yes, so people are on YouTube too. Alright, so apparently my computer, my laptop did an upgrade yesterday, and it threw out my settings. It threw out the settings. I use an attached microphone and a webcam thing called a Marantz. What name again? A Marantz turret. And apparently the system that I use, because the computer upgrade yesterday, when I turned on the machine yesterday, it did an automatic upgrade to the system, and it threw out all the settings. So I didn't realize, and the mic, it reverted to the computer microphone. So because I attached the system, it wasn't picking up my voice at all. So yeah, that was it. So welcome everybody, and thank you for joining me for another episode of Healing You Naturally. Alright, so we have the numbers back up. I'm going to just go straight into the meat of the matter because we're already wasting enough time. We're 1 hour late. Anybody who didn't catch it live can, of course, join afterwards. And I must apologize for the very late start and the technical glitch. But we're just going to jump right into it now. Alright, let me just get up the slide. Alright. There we go. Alright, so we're seeing it. Alright, so we're discussing abdominal obesity today. And as I said, as I always say, abdominal obesity is the genesis of most of the problems that we have. Right? This visceral obesity that we like to call it, the technical term. We have different types of body fat, as you will see through this presentation. So let me just get this nice and big so that you can see it. When you're ready, we're ready, everybody on? Alright, good. Alright, so we're gonna have a general discussion about abdominal obesity. So of course it's the extra fat that is collected in the stomach region, right? Belly fat, pot belly, beer belly, central obesity, beer gut, front butt, all of these nice names. But if you look at this slide, you will realize that there are two different types of fat. You have the visceral fat right there, which is inside, and the subcutaneous fat, which is outside. Alright? This fat is the one that hangs. This is the same type of fat that you have around here on the bottom. Right? This is the soft jelly feeling fat. Right? You see that tough fat now, that hard fat that is, that when you touch some of these men and them belly feel like it pregnant, is this kind of fat in here, so. And this is visceral fat. And this is the fat that is dangerous. This fat is superficial. Even though it's cosmetically unpleasant, it has little to no implications where your health is concerned. You following me? So this one in here, so the yellow one, That's the one that causes the problem. All right? So, obesity, we have different classifications of obesity, but the most common ones we use is basically the BMI, which is the body mass index, right? And the National Institute of Health classification, which is tied to the BMI. And you calculate the BMI by the weight over the height, and the height is in meters square, right? The weight is in kilometers, all right? Now, basically, we try to get a body mass index of between 18.5 and 24.9, which in our jurisdiction as black people it's kind of very hard to achieve. So we try to at least keep it to about 27 the most. As a weight management specialist, if I have a client with a BMI of 27, I'm not overly concerned, because as black people, we tend to have we body tend to have a little bit more fat, especially women. So I don't get overly concerned if it goes up to 27. Now, we in my field, we have a higher classification than this, the 30. Oops. Yeah, we go up to 40, 50. I have clients who have BMI as high as even 50. And when you go between 30 to 35, you consider that class 1 obesity. Class 2 is 35 to 39, and anything over 40 is class 3 obesity. So it goes right up. So let's look at the reasons for abdominal obesity. All right, so remember last week we spoke about insulin sensitivity. That is one of the leading causes of abdominal obesity, right? Because when your body is not utilizing the glucose, it converts it to glycogen and it stores it in the belly, right? Maternal smoking, which we don't really have much of an issue with here, but stress and the whole cortisol chain is also a big problem. And the body eating habits, of course, the poor eating habits is also a cause for abdominal obesity. Now, abdominal obesity is, as I said to you, the number one cause of most of these issues. It has to do with and abdominal obesity, of course, is stemming from your chronic inflammation, right? So it causes, of course, your cardiovascular disease, that's your heart disease, right? And it causes your diabetes, your hypertension, all of these things, even asthma, right? Alzheimer's is linked to this, right? A lot of people don't realize how the link between chronic inflammation, abdominal obesity, and all of these non-communicable diseases. Even Alzheimer's is linked to abdominal obesity, right? Memory lapse, dementia, all of these things. Also, your fatty liver disease, and we discussed fatty liver briefly last week. Fatty liver is caused by the deposit of fat in the liver, and that, of course, is because of the breakdown of fructose, which is fruit sugar, and it is stored in the liver. That's one of the leading causes, right? Also, the metabolism of alcohol. Remember, we spoke about the byproducts of alcohol last week when we were talking about sugar metabolism. Well, all of these things lead to fatty liver disease. It also leads to brain fog and depression, because aesthetically, when you look on your belly and you see all of this fat in front of you, it causes depression. Yeah. And let's just have a little talk before we go on to how to reduce it. All right, so work with me here. Let me see what y'all are saying. Okay. All right. So, any question? Remember, you feel free to ask me questions during the whole presentation. All right. So, obesity, abdominal obesity, basically is the genesis of a lot of disease, right? just to recap, you have two different types of abdominal obesity, but the type that we're concerned with is the visceral obesity, which is where the fat is stored around your organs, right? Now, with this type of belly fat, it predisposes us to a whole heap of different diseases. So when you touch the belly and it's firm, people always talk about, boy, the firm fat, the stiff fat is healthier. Them say, boy, you're tight. That is not the healthier fat. It's not. That is a misconception that Jamaican people have, that when it's tough and it's turgid, it is better. And you see this big, no, it's not better, it's worse. That is the type of fat that leads to various disorders. Now, another way that we measure it, I measure it in my office, is the waist to hip ratio, right? Now, that is simply using a tape measure around your waist and around your hip, and determine, you basically calculate the ratio, the difference between the waist and the hip. If you have a 1-to-1 ratio, anything over 0.8 is dangerous. You understand? If it reach 1, you're in a problems, and this is especially for women, right? As a matter of fact, when a female has a waist circumference of over 35, she's in serious problems, right? Because that is determined, that actually determines how healthy you are in terms of the visceral fat. And as I said, that visceral fat is considered by itself. It is considered by itself to be one of those risk factors for non-communicable diseases. And of course, for your non-communicable diseases, you have heart disease, you have diabetes, you have hypertension, you have hypercholesterolemia, which is where your cholesterol is out of whack, your LDL and your HDL is out of whack. You have hypertriglyceridemia, which is where your triglycerides, your fats, are out of whack. It also causes some types of cancers. Some types of cancers are also related to lifestyle, especially cancers like your pancreatic, your liver. Those organ cancers, they tend to be lifestyle related, even colon cancer. Some of these cancers are lifestyle related, right? PCOS, which a lot of women have been asking me about, polycystic ovarian syndrome, which is one of the leading causes of infertility, is also linked to it's a lifestyle disease that is linked to abdominal obesity, right? So all of these things are tied together. You understand where I'm coming from? So it's very important that we try and manage the abdominal obesity, right? Abdominal, when you have fat around your abdomen, it basically throws all of your hormones out of whack, right? No. Basically, there are certain hormones that you rely on to basically keep your body, your metabolism fine. Cortisol being one of them, those primary hormones. When you have an increase in cortisol production, you have problems, right? You have two hormones that control your hunger too. They are inversely proportionate, named ghrelin and leptin. And I don't want to get too technical because I don't intend for this program to be too technical, but when you have this whole heap of abdominal obesity, it throws those hormones out as well, and you feel hungry even when you're not supposed to feel hungry, and that is why we eat more than we're supposed to eat, right? So it throws all of that out of whack. I'm looking if I see any questions. All right, no questions so far. Do you think that having children and your tummy stretch make it? All right, that type of Marla, you see that type of fat that we tend to have after we have children is the subcutaneous fat. Remember, let me go back to the slideshow and show you what I'm talking about. I want to show you. All right, here we go. I just want to go back to the diagram and show you. All right, there we go. So this in front, this is what we tend to have, this little paunch. This is really not the problem, you know. This is aesthetics, meaning that it's just ugly and we don't like it. It's this yellow one on the inside that we need to worry about, because this is the fat, the visceral fat that surrounds the organs and makes things worse for us. This here, so it's ugly. Basically, the fat, subcutaneous fat, let me tell you, the primary role of subcutaneous fat is to absorb all the extra nutrients, especially the oil soluble nutrients. That is where they're stored in the subcutaneous fat. So that fat tends to suck up all the poisons that are in the body. We understand, and we don't even understand that there is a link to acidosis and um, the deposit of fat, and that's another program because we are going to look at how fat is linked to your body being in a state of chronic acidosis, as we like to call it. But that's another program. But just to say that subcutaneous fat tends to be where we store nutrients, right? But you see that visceral fat, something there, the yellow fat where you see on the diagram, that one is where we tend to store the things that make us sick. You understand? So all of the issues that we have is the genesis is in that belly fat. Alright, so we're gonna go on with the presentation now. Let me just go back to where we were before I bring up back the slideshow. Alright, here we go. I hope this is educating you. I really do. Because that's the aim of this show, to basically educate you. And again, it's born because people have been asking me. I get a lot of messages in my inbox of people asking me about these things, right? So the topics that I choose are based on what people ask me. Alright? So how to reduce abdominal fat. We talk about this all the time. And we can't stress it enough. Right? Leafy, basically, you need to increase your fruits and vegetables, especially fresh vegetables. Make sure that when you are eating, you have the colors. You see how this look nice and colorful? Let me tell you something. You see vegetables, God color-coded vegetables. God color-coded vegetables. Leafy green vegetables have one set of nutrients that we need. Your yellow vegetables have another set, and your red vegetables have another set. They are color coded, so you need to combine them to get everything, right? So your leafy vegetables, these things, your berries, your orange vegetables, all of these give you different types of nutrients that your body needs. One of the main thing with vegetables is that most of them, not all, but most of them tend to be negative calorie, meaning it takes more calories to chew them than what them have in there. So actually, some vegetables like lettuce, when you eat whole heap of lettuce, you actually lose weight. You're chewing the lettuce, believe it or not, right? So that is a little hack that most people don't know. Vegetables tend to be filling, number one, and number two, it takes more calories to burn them than actually what is contained in them. We call them negative calorie foods. All right? I can't preach about this enough. I cannot preach about the connection between sugar and I can't preach enough about the connection between sugar, chronic inflammation, and abdominal obesity enough. Right? Can't preach about it enough. Now, sugar is the root of a whole heap of evil. Sugar, believe me, if you can cut down the sugar that you take in, believe me, it goes a long way. And if you want a recap, just go back on the program that I did last week, and we spoke in depth about sugar. Now, this is very important. This is very important. Sleep and rest. Because, you see, stress, remember that stress is one of the biggest factors that contribute to the abdominal obesity. And rest, basically, if you research, wow, oh my God. Me sorry, me have a break in transmission for a minute. Oh my God, God is good. I got some excellent news a while ago. I just need to bring this person on. And you're gonna understand. Jenna, Give me the good news because I'm alive. I may have to break my life. I'm not even talking about health and I'm not even talking about dengue on my life today. But please tell me what you tell me a while ago. Me want everybody. Yeah, tell me what you tell me a while ago.
Okay, Malik, blood platelet is 100 and add because the papaya juice. That's the only thing that helps.
Thank you so much.
That could help Malik to come back.
Oh my God. So them soon send him home.
Yeah, he went to do a CT scan and I think it's an X-ray, but he'll be okay because his blood platelet is coming from 5.
Jeez, you're Fred.
Help him to bring it back to 100 and something now, and he's doing quite fine.
Thank you. Thank you.
So
Thank you.
I must say thanks to God, and then I must commend you for your quick response and your help and all the effort you put out from you here. From you get the message and till now, you're still helping.
Oh my God, you made my week. Nothing that they gave him was working. You see when he's discharged, I want to make sure when him get him discharged, Jenna, make sure when him get him discharged, and call me because I need to be there. I need to be there when he's discharged, okay? So make sure Monique knows that when Malik is discharged, I am there, okay?
Yeah, her phone, she said to tell me that her phone is not working well.
Okay.
Thank you for all the faith that you have.
No problem. Tell her so me soon come look. I will come and look for him as soon as he's discharged. Thank you so much for updating me, Jenna. All right.
Thanks again for your help.
No problem. Take care.
Okay.
All right. Boy, you see when you see good news come in like this, you just have to. I'm sorry. I had to break it because anybody who has been once you've been following me, you know how vested I've been in Malik. Malik's platelets are coming from 5. Oh my God. And I soon go back on message, but Malik platelets are coming from 5. He was admitted to the ICU and there was nothing. I came on live and I cried for that baby and I asked every day for prayers for Malik, little Malik. And you know, when I took the papaya leaf, the first day that is Jenna same one called me, right? And asked me to carry the papaya leaf for him, the papaya leaf juice for him. And my car broke down that Sunday. It was about 3 Sundays ago, if you remember. And I pray because anytime my car breaks down, I lose a child. A child dies from dengue. And you know, the following day, I didn't get the leaves because basically I should have gotten the leaves. So the following day, Monday, I made the papaya leaf juice. I got the leaves, made the juice, and I took it there early Tuesday morning when he had just come out because he went to ICU, right? Got blood. His platelets were 5. And the platelets, when he got the blood platelets, the platelets went up to 18, right? And they took him out of ICU. And a little bit after they take him and put him back on the ward, the platelets dropped back down to 3. Right? And I'm not making this up. I'm telling you. And I dropped my kids to school and I went to Monique early because I know I dropped my pin them go school. Right? And I went to... This is why, you see how God stay? God wanted you to hear this news, you know. That's why I do live each this morning. Because anyhow I did that live on time this morning, you would not be present to hear this good news. God have a way of working these things out. But Malik, mommy, met me at the gate at Children's Hospital. Right? I stopped at the gate. I didn't go inside. And I gave it to her. And for the whole, you want to remember me coming and crying that Tuesday because for the whole of that day, the staff stood guard around Malik so that she could not give him any of the papaya leaf juice. And she did not get to give him the papaya leaf juice until late and she had to throw it in something else, right? She had to disguise it. She had to put it in a Lucozade bottle and give him. And it's so Jenna, Monique has been giving him I've been he's been in the hospital now from that time, and believe me, it been up and down. Anytime him run low on the papaya leaf juice, it go down. And once him getting it regular, it come back up. And there is no child that has been as sick as Malik I know of that has survived this disease. Right? And believe me, I'm sorry for digress, but if you don't know how I've been begging and praying for this child, and just to hear a while ago that when Jenna was calling me, I messaged her, while I was talking to you about abdominal fat. I messaged her and I said to her, text me because I'm live. And she said, Malik's platelets over 100. I made it just have to call her and I'm going to hear it for myself because, man, listen, this little boy, Malik, is a testimony of the power of papaya leaf juice. And I don't care which medical professional wants to say anything, because them give him the platelets and them give him the blood and the platelets go up. So it go up, so it come back down. The only thing that was able to sustain that little boy was papaya leaf juice. And we have to give him under Sykes because them never want him get it. You understand? Anyway, I think it's time for us to go back to talking about abdominal obesity now. But I just had to share that with you. Right? So let's get back into the presentation. Alright, so as I was saying, what did I do just a while ago? Oh, I went down. Okay, so sleep. We don't understand the importance of getting sleep, and sometimes 8 hours sleep it's desirous, but it's not possible. But don't burn your candles at both ends. Try and get some rest. Even once in a while, try and get a good night's sleep. Because when you sleep, it actually helps your body. Sleeping actually is the body's way of repairing itself, You understand? When you're not up all night partying and drinking, you're causing your body serious problems. You need rest. And exercise. I told you about the importance of walking. Just walking. The video that I showed before the live ended, and I think I'm gonna show it again in this live, the one that I showed in the first live that went bad, with the gentleman, the 111-year-old gentleman who was born in New York. You hear what him say? Him walk every day. He's 111 years old, and him walk every single day. When you realize, say, one of the herb that I presented on last week, cinnamon, is something that he uses regularly. Him consider that one a key to long living. Cinnamon. Him use cinnamon. Him use olive oil. Him use honey. There are some. I'm gonna play it again before we end this one. But exercise. You have to exercise. It is so important. Walk. People don't even understand how important walking is. Alright, so that's the end of this slide presentation, right? And of course, I just make life easier and find these presentations online, as sometimes you don't need to reinvent the wheel, right? But let me play you Bernardo and show you him again.
About the celebrate story that we're really all talking about today in the newsroom. Today we say happy birthday to a Valley man, and this is his 111th birthday.
Yeah, that's right. And Susan, you were the only reporter here in the Valley that was invited to cover his birthday.
Yeah, and he has a very strict diet. It is a completely vegan diet. You have to have a palate for it, I guess. But Bernardo Lapallo of Mesa says he eats just about the same thing every day to stay strong and healthy. And he tells me there's one food keeping him looking young, even though he's over a century old. And it's something you probably have in your kitchen right now.
Flashing a huge smile and dressed to the nines, Bernardo Lapallo of Mesa is greeted by family and friends at his landmark celebration.
Good living, baby, just taking care of my body.
Bernardo walks a mile every morning, and when he invited us into his home several years ago, he shared with me he sticks to his father's advice of only eating a strict diet.
I live on green vegetables, fruit.
And the one thing he says he can't live without: olive oil.
I bathe my feet every night and massage them in olive oil. Never had a corn. I guarantee anybody that you got, I'll take off my shoes right now and my feet are as soft as their face.
Bernardo was born and raised in New York City and decided to move here to the Valley at the age of 102.
I've never been sick in my life, and I travel all over the world. Every continent that you can call, I've been there.
His most exciting experiences include meeting the Pope and visiting the Garden of Eden in Africa. Bernardo's life lesson,
Everything in moderation, whatever it might be.
including life.
I make plans to live, because I know I'm going to die, but I'm making plans to live.
And we wish you many, many more years, Bernardo.
He is so delightful. Well, in
Look at
addition
what
to
he
olive oil,
uses. Olive
Bernardo's
oil,
secret to
garlic,
longevity
honey,
are
cinnamon,
these
and
4 other
chocolate.
foods: garlic,
Who doesn't
honey,
know when to
cinnamon,
eat chocolate?
and chocolate. And
I
Connie and
stuff
Kirk,
that.
Bernardo's family, they believe.
You understand? So everybody have them secret, but the chocolate part get me. But cinnamon, remember we discussed cinnamon last week? Remember we discussed cinnamon at length last week. Remember I have cinnamon in me have to advertise my product, the Belly Fat Fighter Tonic. Right? Here it is. Available. It's $2,500 per bottle, and the bottle lasts a month. And I have quite a few of my friends and followers on my page who have used it and have gotten excellent results. Apart from it has cinnamon in it. Cinnamon is what gives it this color. And it also has apple cider, a whole heap of those things where the man have in there. Right? But it has cayenne pepper, apple cider, coconut oil, lemon, all of these things are in it, and it helps you to burn the same visceral fat. This works with the visceral fat, right? So it's your Belly Fat Fighter Tonic, that dangerous fat that you have. This is what is in it. All right, so let's go into the herb of the week. I don't even know how long I have this live going on. How long we're gone now? 40 minutes, but let's go into the herb of the week. Today we're gonna talk about turmeric, the herb. I didn't even put up my pretty flyer. There you go, the herb of the week, right? So today we're gonna talk about turmeric. All right, now turmeric is a very, very, very useful herb. Turmeric is the base of curry. That is what gives curry. There are about 2 or 3 herbs that make curry powder, and turmeric is what gives it that yellow color. You know, turmeric has a lot of amazing benefits. All right. Now I don't know if Shanafi is still on the show, but Shanafi has this soap, this turmeric soap that's very good for acne. She uses turmeric in her soap, one of her soaps, and it works very well with acne. It's very good for the skin in general. So anything, eczema, psoriasis, anything like that, if you realize that it works a lot with the skin. So these are some of the benefits. But you see the inflammation, the same inflammation, something where we are talking about, the chronic inflammation. Turmeric is one of the most powerful natural anti-inflammatories. Turmeric and vitamin C, you can't go wrong, right? So imagine now, it helps you with your skin. It helps you to reduce your cholesterol. It helps you with reducing your blood pressure. It helps you to reduce your blood sugar. It helps you with because it's of the anti-inflammatory nature, and it actually prevents, it builds your immune system. It is one of the most powerful immune boosters that you could ever imagine. Alright? So here we go. The high anti-inflammatory properties. That's one of the most. And the reason why it is such a strong anti-cancer agent is because of its anti-inflammatory properties. Right? So it detoxifies the liver, it helps you with weight loss, it helps you with wound healing. Turmeric is one of those wonder herbs that we don't hear enough about. And I have a friend in St. Elizabeth, my best friend actually. She swear by turmeric. She eat a piece of turmeric every day. She just cuts, it look like ginger. I think I have some turmeric, you know. I use turmeric a lot. Yes, I have turmeric. I always have turmeric. So let me show you what my turmeric looks like. You know, the powder something in there. So this is turmeric. See it? I always go coronation. Today normally on a Thursday is my market day, right? When you go coronation, you buy the turmeric. Alright, so my friend, she just peel it. Like, it look like ginger. She just peel it, cut it, and swallow it. Alright? And it has a lot of anti-inflammatory properties, but it also has antibacterial and antiviral properties. That's why she uses it, because the first sign of any cold or anything, like she feel like she getting sick, she just eat a piece of it. And of course, you see how much of my products I'm promoting today? It is in the immune booster tonic, right? Another tonic, the immune booster tonic. It's what gives it this yellowish color. The papaya leaf immune booster tonic. It has papaya leaf. When you just hear about the wonders of papaya leaf, right? But this also has turmeric and bisi. Another time we look at bisi, the herb, right? It has other. I have a few other herbs in it as well. You understand? Some of my trade secret them, but this is also available, and this is $2,000 a bottle. But these herbs that I'm telling you about, very, very useful herbs. Alright, what else me want to talk? Do you have any question? Anything that's good for the body is best taken orally. I believe it's the best way for turmeric to work. Yeah, taking it orally is good, but it depends, because some of these things, when you use them directly on your skin, if you have acne and you put turmeric on that acne, listen, you know what works for acne very well too? Toothpaste. If you put it on the bump, you have some little life hacks that you learn as you go along. But when you put things on your skin, sometimes it can pull out bacteria off your face and pull out the because remember, say free radicals get absorbed through your skin too, you know. You understand, Michelle? Yeah, man, turmeric is very, very good for your Latoya. Yeah, you sprinkle it, yes, very, very good, Sophia. Do you sell your products online? Yes, like Sandra, you can go on Amazon and type in this product is on Amazon. This is on Amazon. I'm working. We soon get this one available. This one will soon be available on Amazon. But this one is definitely on Amazon already. So you can just go and look for it on Amazon and you will see it. Alright. It's also on eBay. Alright. So, and you know, when you are using turmeric, when you're using curry, if you're making curry, you know, it's just so ironic that while I was having trouble with the live the first time around, a friend of mine, alright, I'm checking in with my YouTubers. Alright, hi YouTube, how are we? Morning, thank you for having me back. I'm not gonna neglect you. I'm okay. Okay, I'm alright, Dr. Mia. Alright. Okay, so Dr. Mia is saying she lost 190 pounds with cinnamon. Wow. Am I seeing right? 109 pounds. We have to have a conversation, Dr. Mia, about that. I think I probably need to bring you on one of my lives. Right? Because we have to have a conversation. And you see me squinting? I have a joke to give you. So I got my contacts, right? I was telling you in the first time that I went, in the first live that went bad. I got my contact lenses. And no, the problem is I can't read close. Like, it look like, because I'm nearsighted normally, I'm getting farsighted now, and it's like the prescription mess up. So when I hold the stuff away, you know, like old people have to hold the stuff away. I wasn't doing that before. I was like having to hold it like close, but now I can't see close again. I have to be like, my eyes. Alright, so morning everybody over by YouTube. Hi, I'm still getting used to using the YouTube platform. I need to shout out Unstoppable. I need to shout out Dr. Mia and everybody joining me over on YouTube. Remember, guys, on Facebook that we also streaming simultaneously with YouTube, because I'm getting so technologically savvy. The technology still a beat me, so I'm learning, right? So, yeah. So for those YouTubers who don't know the story of Malik, well, I know most of the time I spend is over at Facebook, but Malik is a little boy who contracted dengue. He's a sickler. And Malik was very, very sick. His blood platelets had fallen all the way down to 5. When I heard about him, his platelets were 5. They were begging blood for him. It went down to as low as 3 at one point, and a lot of prayer. A lot of people prayed for this child. And when we got him the papaya leaf juice, they didn't want the staff at the hospital that he's admitted, Bustamante Hospital. They literally did not want mommy to give it to him. They blocked her. They found every single way to block her. She was so frustrated. She cried, living eye water to me on the phone. Said she won't give him. It's not that she don't want to give him. She had tried give him. And in the end, she had to put it in something. Somebody actually messaged me and said, I think it's Sharon Nemhard. So why she don't put it in something and give her? And I said it to her. And she did exactly that. She put it in something. Lucas, one juice or something like that in a bottle, and gave it to him. And he started improving. And God is good. That's all I can say. God is good. And we need to understand that we have to learn sometimes that, you see, the drug things, and nobody can tell me about pharmaceutical drugs. Remember, I was a drug rep for 10 years. Everything about pharmaceuticals, I can tell you, I can throw the book at you with pharmaceuticals. Anybody who wants to know about drugs normally call me and ask me, because I'm like a walking encyclopedia when it comes down to those things. Because believe me, I used to educate the doctors about the drugs. Right? That's what I keep telling people. I used to, the drug rep, the med rep, we walk with a nice pretty bag, and we wear the pretty high heel and the nice suit, and we go and we talk to the receptionist and give the receptionist the card, and then we go in and we talk to the doctor, and sometimes we take up the doctor them time, and we're talking to the doctor in there for hours when the patient them out there. Yes, I was one of those. And you see, a lot of what we do, we're selling medication, getting the doctors to prescribe these drugs. So we have to know them. We have to know them inside out. Right? We have to know them. So I did it for 10 years. I did drugs for, I used to sell drugs for diabetes and hypertension and all of those things. I used to sell antibiotics. At one time, I used to do antibiotics alone. I can't tell you anything about antibiotics you need to know. And at one point, I was doing things for the skin. So I can tell you where that is concerned. I know about pharmaceutical products. And I know that pharmaceuticals, most of them are plant-based. All of these compounds, you see them isolated, come from a plant. You understand? Then they try to get us to not use the plant because they want to patent it. And I'm telling you right now, they are working on patents for papain and carpain, which are two of the major compounds that have been isolated from the papaya leaf. Right? Carpain is what is actually responsible for elevating the blood platelets. Research it. You have actual pharmaceutical companies who are right now trying to patent, to turn it into generic names and patent it. You understand? So, listen, all of these things are here for a reason. People just want to make money off of some of them. That's just the truth of it. You understand? And so sometimes we just need to do our own research and learn about these things, right? My aim is to help you. I will every week I will talk to you about one herb. That is my commitment, and one condition, right? So last week we did diabetes. The week before we did the importance of detoxing. Remember why detox is, it's so important to detox, right? To sleep, to drink enough water. People don't even understand the importance of drinking a lot of water. Detoxing, right? Detoxing. If the body was able, because a lot of these doctors especially tell you that the body naturally detoxes itself and we shouldn't have to do that. If that was the case, we wouldn't get sick, we wouldn't get cancer, we wouldn't get all of these non-communicable diseases. Sometimes you have to help the body out by just eliminating all of these things that are bad for you and going natural for a while. Just reset, give your body a reset, and now is the perfect time to do it. Remember, we have detox juice too, all right? I'm just kidding, but you know where to find me. This is my day job, this is what I do. As a matter of fact, when I'm done with this live, I have to go and write some meal plans for some people who decide to start the gym this week. That's my day job, that's what I do. And more I'm trying to work from home, you understand? Because I realize that the commute, my office is in halfway tree normally, right? And what I realize is that I waste a lot of time trying to get to and from halfway tree every day. And then I have to battle the traffic. I have to go pick up my kids, drop them to them extracurricular activities. I have to do all of these things. So I'm trying to simplify my life. I'm trying to do a lot of my work online. It's only, I can actually virtually assess my patients. You understand? You don't have to come and stand in front of me. I can assess you virtually. And I've been doing some of that. All right, so anybody who interested in my service, just inbox me or call me. On the know my number by now, 876-909-0980, right? And we can have a conversation and put you on a plan. All right, so I think that's it. I'm just very excited. This news about Malik has made my month, I believe. I can't be depressed after this good news. Alright, turmeric whitens the teeth. It whitens the teeth, but you have to know how to use it because it can also yellow your teeth. So you have to know how to use it to whiten your teeth, right? Also, charcoal whitens your teeth. You didn't know that, Sophia? That charcoal whitens your teeth too? We need to talk about charcoal one of these days. But I want to thank you all for joining me on Facebook. I have a nice little crowd going on Facebook, and everybody on YouTube. Wow, big up Unstoppable Live for joining me on YouTube and pushing it for me. Thank you so much. I really appreciate the push. So yeah, I think that's it. So enjoying yourself. Let me go back to the nice soothing Indian meditation music. I'm just so happy that I was able to get through everything that I wanted to today. You understand? Because I really felt terrible that we couldn't talk about it. I think next week we can discuss cancer. Alright? All of these things are interconnected, but let's just talk about some of the base. I want to talk about all of these things because remember, in February we're gonna start having guests on the show. You understand? We're gonna start bringing in people to talk to us, not in front, but probably I can pre-record it and bring it, or probably on the phone like we run Monday morning then. So yeah, that's it. So I want to thank you again for joining me. That's it. See you next week. Same. Well, it will be at 9 o'clock on Thursday. See you Monday. And look out for my videos on Facebook and YouTube. YouTube especially.